I received a phone call one afternoon from Ed Swan, one of the members of the Boule, and he informed me and told me about a program that the Boule has at the local high school, Booker High School, with Dr. Shelley. And there's a special program there that stresses skills on how to get ninth graders to prepare for life, whether it be everything from finances to how to, nutrition classes, a whole range of what I'll call practical skills. And Ed asked if I had any ideas or interests or capacity perhaps to help that. I could not have been more excited about that opportunity. And at 6:50, I showed up at the front door of Booker High School and had the chance to be greeted by both Ed and Mr. Greg Matthews, the Sire Archon of the local chapter of Boule, and spent probably some of the most magical hours that I've had in a classroom since I was in high school. This is a group of gentlemen, obviously the organization has been around for decades and decades, that I think by their quiet leadership, and by that I mean they are not making themselves the center of attention. These are gentlemen that have reached and enjoyed success through their own efforts, but they are consistently going back, reaching back behind them to find the youth on how they can help pull them up and allow those children to enjoy some of the successes that these gentlemen have achieved. And as well, and it also seemed to me the fact that education was an undercurrent. It manifested itself in different cities, different chapters, which is wonderful. But still, education, recognizing it as the key, or at least a very important key to both happiness and success. I think it speaks to the fact that what the members of the Boule are doing and this idea of this paid internship is something that resonates with a range of people, whether it is the police department or it is a local business or a local not-for-profit organization. The fact that these Boule members are bringing high school students to be able to be paid for their efforts. This is not an unpaid internship. This is where these young men and women are learning that their time and insights are valued. I think that's a very, very important first lesson. But also, keep in mind that this is set up such that these young students are interviewed, they go through the employment process. This is not a handout to them. They have to earn this. And once they earn it, they do have a chance to engage with these companies. And I think the fact that it has been embraced, these companies see the value in that. And as a result, we are here to celebrate and thank the Boule, the partner companies who are here, and most of all to say congratulations to the interns that have done this. Well, I'm still learning about the Boule. I have been aware and had the privilege of working with several of the members now for just about a year. So I'm still learning. But what I do promise to do is to help spread the message to the different organizations that I know by virtue of PNC Wealth Management, the different companies and institutions that we work with, to let them know that right here in this community there is an organization that is dedicated to giving these students insight into both jobs and being a productive member of society and being engaged in that manner. And I also will look forward to the next Valentine's Day dance. I know it isn't next year, but I've got it on my calendar for 2020, and I will be there.
Well, Charles, we have some outstanding partners who've supported our Journey to Success programs over the couple of years, and we felt it was necessary to show them how much we appreciate what they've done. And also to use this as an opportunity for our archons to meet some of the companies who have supported us and vice versa. Because many of the guests who are coming tonight have never met the Boule or members of the Boule. So we felt it was important that members in the philanthropic community, people in the business community, get to know who we are, what we're trying to accomplish in terms of providing youth development programs for kids in Sarasota and Manatee County. Well, actually, one of the goals that we established for 2018-19, which is my tenure as Sci Archon, was to move into Manatee County, because as you indicate, we've been focused primarily on Sarasota County. So Dr. Green, who is no longer with the Department of the Board of Ed, came to one of our meetings and made a pitch to us, and we said, we really should be in Manatee County. So through the help of our public policy chair, Mr. Vincent Fotheringham, we set up some meetings with the principal of Southeast High School and also with the Lincoln Academy, with the assistance of one of our members, Mr. Ed Viltz, who's on their board of directors. And we were successful in terms of partnering with them to provide students for internships, and also working with the University of South Florida. They have provided 3 internships for our kids, and the speaker series that we've been successful at in Sarasota will now begin, or now has begun, at Lincoln Academy. We've already held 2 sessions there, and we have a 3rd coming up later this year. The Boule is an organization of men who are of achievement. It's a different fraternity in as much as we're not on college campuses. You have to complete your baccalaureate or master's degree program and be invited to join the Boule. And the purpose for our social action programs is really to give back, to reach back and help to bring kids along as we've been brought along. Somebody had opened the door for us, now we're trying to do the same. And the more that we can expand our reach to other companies, to other organizations, the more effective we believe we can be at that. And as we have identified other schools, other companies, we think we're trying to make a difference. And from what we've seen over the past, I'd say probably 3 to 4 years, we're doing that. We're doing that through a number of programs. We're doing it through some of the events that we hold. And I'm pretty pleased. Well, the Boule is, as I say, it's not really a social organization. While we have social action programs, those programs are really devoted to youth development. And if there's an organization, a business, a company that's interested in those kinds of things, we want to partner with them. We think we can find mutual ground there, mutual satisfaction. And we're at a point now where we really want to help the future generations of our country to get a leg up and move forward and be successful, productive citizens.
It actually dates back to my predecessor, Bill Church, who is the Vice President of News now, Senior Vice President of News for Gatehouse Media. And he met Greg Matthews and got us involved in the program. And that's the start. I want to say it was 3 years ago. It may be even 4 years that we've been involved, but it's at least 3 years. They've done a lot to bring opportunities to African American kids and expose them to companies and industries that they might not experience otherwise. And as a result, it's been a great boon for us because we've had, I want to say 3 interns now, and they have just been stupendous kids. You get them in the newsroom, and they're helping on stories and doing stories, in their world, quote unquote. And it's amazing because the way they carry themselves and their abilities are. I mean, if you introduce them to someone who didn't know their background, they would be shocked to find out they were a high school kid. They are that impressive. Yeah, we have, we wholeheartedly. Greg came to us this year and said, "You want to do it again?" And we're like, "Oh yes, absolutely, no doubt." It's our lifeblood. It's, if you want to talk about it just in business terms, what we offer our readers is information they can't get anywhere else. It's investigations and larger stories and community stories and issues confronting Sarasota and Manatee counties that no national publication is gonna be able to provide them. I mean, it's our franchise, local news. I think it means a lot to some people and not a lot to other people, but we've won 2 Pulitzer Prizes. We've been a finalist 4 times, including those 2 prizes. And that's impressive to some people. For other people, they want their box scores. They want, but a certain, Sarasota is a very a sophisticated market, and I get a lot of compliments out in the community about the kind of world-changing journalism that we do, and it's a very important thing to me. It's why I've been doing this for 25 years. I would say that they're an amazing group of people. They are educators and professionals and engineers and insurance executives, and they are such sophisticated people, and they can offer you an amazing array of connections and help your business or help your community organization or help your nonprofit. I got about 3 hours of sleep last night. I wrapped around 12:30, and that's early for me because I'm actually in a position where I can check out when I want to, but I did want to stick around, and it's the most important thing we do as a newspaper is government watchdog work, and elections are part of that, and I still thrive on it, and I love it, but my 51-year-old body was failing me a little last night, so I had to check out.
Well, the Boule is known as the Boule. We are Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. Our local, what we call chapter, is Gamma Xi Boule, and I've been in the Boule since 2014, and become extremely active in it within its public policy programs and social action programs. Currently involved as the chair of the Public Policy Committee. And in past years, I've chaired our major fundraisers known as Valentine at the Ritz, which raises money for the Gamma Xi Boule Foundation. Well, our body of work really is about community, and the more community partners we can partner with really makes a wonderful visibility opportunity, not only for the fraternity, but also for the foundation, particularly for the programs that we're running. The scholarship programs, the internship programs, the mentoring programs that we're doing, where we're in the process now of implementing our programs into Manatee County because we've been extremely successful in Sarasota. So we're working with Southeast High School and Lincoln Middle High School, and we're continuing our efforts to facilitate additional partnerships with other companies and other community partners throughout the Bi-County region. When Dr. Green was here and superintendent, we worked with her, and she offered us Dr. Rosa Faison as our connection to Southeast High School. And that's where we started our partnership. We've had meetings with Ms. Faison, and we're in the process of implementing our internship program right now with them. Yes, the program's been extremely successful. We've had positive feedback from the students and their experiences, whether it's through the police department, Herald Tribune, retailers that we have partnerships with downtown, and it's a mutual beneficial partnership that we have not only with the employers but also with the students. We want to be able to make sure that students have the real world experience so that they understand and know what other careers that they have that are available, and we're really hoping to expand that as we go further. Oh, no doubt. Within a very short period of time. So the internship program really has been in place for about 3 years. So to gain that level of traction with local employers, and for the employers and the students to have such a positive and enriching experience is really important to us. Now we can take that experience and leverage that to increase the number of partnerships we have in the community. If we have that level of feedback that shows that these programs work, it provides the value back to the community and for the students and for the employers. So we're really excited about how things have gone over a short period of time, and we're really looking to leverage that so we can grow the program more in the future. Oh, I would say definitely go to our website, www.gamazaifoundation.com, and we document all of our body of work. We have interviews on the website. We have information on the website about our internships, and then they can always reach out to us. There's an email contact information on the website that if you are a prospective employer and you want to get involved with and partner with Gamma Xi Foundation, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll set something up and we'll come to you and see if we can make things happen. Yeah, well, the Valentine at the Ritz event started in 2016 and really serves as the major fundraiser to help fund initiatives for the Gamma Xi Boule Foundation. We have been doing it successfully for the last couple of years. We do it every other year. We don't do it annually. It's a huge undertaking to do between the entertainment and making sure that we're coordinating everything properly so that it becomes an absolutely fabulous experience and one of the best social events in the Bi-County area by far, and it is. So we typically do anywhere between 400 and 500 people at the event. We raise over 6 figures in dollars in money. We've partnered with West Coast Black Theater Troupe in the past, and we continue to figure out ways how we can enrich our event year after year after year. Our next event will be Valentine's weekend of 2020, not 2019, in 2020. So look forward to that, and just another great time. But the funds raised from that go to the Gamma Xi Boule Foundation and helps us with all the programming that we're doing and the impact that we're making in the community.
We're proud to be partners with Gamma Boule, and we've actually had interns over the last several years, and it's just a great organization that wants to give back to the community and make the world a better place, and we were just proud to be partners with them. Yeah, well, we actually work with Gamma Boule. There's a number of individuals that apply for the internship, and we actually hire them to work with us, usually during the summertime, and they work in various capacities in our police department. We think it's a great way for us to have good interaction with students in the community and hopefully lure them into wanting to become police officers in the future. And even not, it's just about developing good relationships and trust, and also being able to, again, partner with a great organization like Gamma Boule, who, again, is looking to help students, help them be able to get a good job and feel good about themselves, and doing it while they're working in a trustworthy place where parents can feel safe knowing that their kids are with police officers and engaging in very positive work that's going to impact the community in a good way. Well, I think it's important. It builds character, it builds developmental skills for the future of the students so that they're able to apply what they learn into a future dream. Whatever their goal is, whatever their dream is, they need those certain skills, whether it's how to talk with people, how to keep your finances straight, things that we all need to learn to be, have a good life ahead of us, no matter what occupation, what career that they select.
Well, to say I'm involved with the Boule is kind of not quite accurate. Actually, the Boule is one of the largest and one of the oldest African American social organizations in the country. They do a lot of community work. I'm not a member of the Boule, however, I have been asked by them to participate in some of their initiatives directed towards education and bettering the community of Sarasota. So my involvement is mostly one of support. Being there if they need some support from the community. And quite frankly, I think the most important thing that they do is emphasize education and vocational training for a lot of the students that attend the Sarasota schools. So that's how I got involved. Well, we're always talking about mentors and role models, and certainly the people that they bring in to talk to these students are great mentors and role models. They may not get an opportunity to see someone who plays in the NBA, but they may get an opportunity to see someone who actually invested the money of an NBA player. Financiers, bankers, businessmen, CEOs of Fortune 500 corporations, all of those have been members of the Boule at some point in our country, and to have people like that in this community gives students an opportunity to see mentors that they can actually emulate. Well, I think it shows an appreciation of everybody pitching in for the common good. So it's good to recognize people who have gone above and beyond what their corporate bylaws say, become members of the community in terms of reaching out to people who ordinarily would not have an opportunity to get an opportunity to meet and see people of the Boule. And so by partnering with all of the individuals that you see here tonight and the corporations and the banks, it all tells us it's a team effort to make this community what it can be.
Well, we've been involved with the Boule as our patrons for probably 8 years, 10 years. But we learned about their internship program a couple years ago, and last year we had our first Boule interns. We had 2, and we love them so much. One of them's still working for us. She's actually going to college in a year, but she's spending her gap year with us learning to be a sound engineer. And this year we've selected 2 interns again. Well, West Coast Black Theater Troupe has always been about supporting young people in their professional career goals in the arts. And we develop young artists on our stage with our professional actors. We have education programs in the summer. We have a summer camp that lasts 5 weeks. It's free for students. And actually, one of those students is one of our interns this year. You know what, our interns are so enthusiastic and they're smart and well prepared. Booker High School does a great job with these students. They are so ready to be involved in the world. We're just delighted to have them, and I think anybody would really love to have one of these students as part of their business. Well, the Boule Valentine's Party, we've done that 2 times so far. We do it every other year, and we love doing it. We love being together with them. But really, we're supporting their internship program and the other community service they do. It's a collaboration, though. It helps us get connected to wonderful people in the community, and we just love supporting it, being part of it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. And my name's Greg Matthews, and I am the Psi Archon of Gamma Xi Boule. It's my pleasure to welcome you tonight, and I'd like to also welcome the Archons and Akusa of Gamma Xi Boule as we come back for our 2018-19 season of meetings, programs, and a little fun. I also want to thank and welcome our guests, you guys who are here tonight, because it gives you an opportunity to learn about us and to tell you what we do in terms of our programs, in terms of our organization, in terms of our history. But before I do that, it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend, the Boule's good friend, and our gracious host and my golf partner, Brad Goddard of PNC Wealth Management.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much. Again, I wanted to acknowledge there are several members of my team who are here from PNC Wealth Management, Mr. Scott Merritt, Susan Brennan, Justin Fornataro, Tom Villela, and Debbie, who are your bartenders for this evening. Tom, Anyway, so thank you all very much. And also the sponsor companies that are here that help to make this internship program possible, the teachers and the educators who are here to inspire us, as well as the companies that take the vision of what Boule is doing and turn it into reality. I give you all a sincere thank you. And most of all, the gentlemen of the Gamma Xi chapter of the Boule. It all started with a phone call from Mr. Ed Swan several months ago when he made me first aware of what you all are doing at Booker High School. He asked if there was any ideas, if there's anything we could do. And I thank, now that I look back on it, I thank him because he opened my eyes. My colleague Scott Merritt and I, at 6:50 in the morning, we were ready to go, and we were greeted by Ed Swan and Greg Matthews. And we spent an absolutely wonderful, magnificent, exhilarating day that was just absolutely remarkable. And Dr. Shelley and the Booker staff really have something there that they shall be incredibly proud of. Most of all, the teachers and the students. So tonight bubbled up from an evening on Greg and Lorraine's home. They were kind enough to invite us over. And after no more than 1 or 2 martinis, Greg made me even more aware about this. I said, let's do something. So we put a stake in the ground, and this is our way of saying thank you for what the Boule does, to have some of the friends and guests of PNC learn about what you all are doing at the Boule and becoming more aware. And now I'll just pass it off to acknowledge those wonderful interns and the companies that have assisted them. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Tochi's my buddy. No, Brad, thank you. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate your hospitality, your friendship, and the partnership that you guys, you and Scott and the PNC Wealth Management team, have joined with us to help make Gamma Xi Boule Journey to Success programs the success that it's become. We also want to thank you again for providing this opportunity for us, because we're meeting some people that we have not met before, and some of you have probably not heard of us before. So it's an opportunity for us to tell you about ourselves and the programs that we're doing, and also for you to meet some of the partners who have been working with us over the last few years to help make our youth development programs successful. Pardon me. Tonight, if you haven't, you'll probably meet some of the archons and akusa who are the wives of the archons, and perhaps some of our interns who are here and intern partners. So we invite you to talk with them, see what the kind of programs are that they find helpful and successful in their respective organizations, and how we're helping the youngsters in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Let me tell you a little bit about the fraternity itself. Sigma Pi Phi fraternity is the oldest African-American Greek letter fraternity in the United States. It was founded in 1904 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And it was founded out of the fact that so many of the professionals who were graduating college were excluded from some of the things that their counterparts could do that they couldn't. So they came up with a fraternity, Sigma Pi Phi. Now, we're rather unique in the sense that you won't find us on a college campus. We are a fraternity that, A, you have to have graduated and have a baccalaureate, a master's, a PhD, but just as important, if not more so, you have to be invited to join. So it's not an organization that is to be taken lightly. We have about 130 Boules like ours here in Sarasota, and we have about 5,000 members worldwide, which includes the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Caribbean. We believe that we're unique in the sense that we were at one point in our history a rather quiet organization. When I say quiet, I mean secret. But after the civil rights movement, it became pretty apparent that we needed to become more outspoken in what we did. So we began to get involved in social action programs. And some of those programs have evolved and have grown to the extent that right now, we're very proud of the fact that here in Sarasota, our national organization recognizes us by making a financial award to us every year for the last 5 years because of the activities that we're engaged in, the impact that we have, and they just want to continue to remind us that what you're doing is a good thing. Don't stop it. Now, our Boule in Sarasota was founded in 1995 with approximately 16 members. We've grown now to about 50 members, and we also have a 501c3 foundation so that we can help to fund the programs that we have. Because obviously we can't provide paid internships if we don't have money to pay the kids. And we do pay the kids. Our kids earn $10 an hour. We pay 50% of that fee. And for roughly about $1,000 a year, you can sponsor a child. And for many of the kids, it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work for a company, to learn a business that perhaps could influence the way they begin to look about their careers. And we'll be acknowledging those companies shortly. But I just wanted to let you know that what we do, we truly believe in. And for those of you who have been to some of our other events, like the Valentine at the Ritz in 2016 and 2018, you'll also be receiving an invitation to the 2020. Yeah, you will. What you'll see around the room are also is information about our organization and the programs we have. But before I mention that any further, I'd like to introduce to you a gentleman who heads our Social Action Committee, Mr. Gregory McDaniel, who will describe those programs for you. Greg?
Thank you. How's everybody tonight? Very good. What I'd like to do is talk for a few minutes about our social action programs. About 5 years ago, we decided that it was time for us to become more visible in the Sarasota and Manatee County areas, especially around the subjects of youth development. So our first program we started in the summer of 2013 with Career Source Suncoast as our partner with the summer program. We had 50 students in the program for 3 weeks, and we worked with Career Source to basically take these kids through understanding what it is to be in the workforce, what you need to do to prepare for college, what you need to do to prepare for high school, and what those needs were. We then said, in that summer, we said, now where do we go from here? And we had a social action program that was put together at that time. And I'm going to bring up a name again. Mr. Ed Swan calls me one day, and he says, have you got some time? I'd like you to go over to Booker High School with me to meet the famous Dr. Shelley, the principal. So I said, okay. So we basically sit down with Dr. Shelley, and my God, I don't know those of you that know Dr. Shelley, but she is a ball of energy, okay, and structure and strategy. So after about 2 hours with her of this 1 hour meeting, we decided that we were going to do a school year program. So we said, okay, we've got this program with the summer kids, so summer kids live in that area, so this makes sense. And we'll just continue to use the name that we'd given to the summer program, which was Journey to Success. And you guys have seen Journey to Success many times in the last 5 years. So basically, we started that program the first year. Miss Mendel Miller, who is here, who was running the program for us at Booker, basically took our hands and guided us through being successful for the first year. We probably had about 100 students that came through that program that year. We have since evolved that program to now being a full-year program. We're in the third year of this second program, and it's called College, Careers, and You. And what happens in that program is we get those students 1 day per month, and we work with those students on interviewing skills, ways to dress, ways to act in an interview, ways to prepare for an interview, what the opportunities are in the workforce, how can you succeed in the workforce. Some of the topics that most of these students had never, ever even heard of or thought about. We were bringing it to their attention, and I didn't say, but these are all ninth grade students. So we get the students the minute they walk into the high school. And we get them, as I say, 1 full day per month. Now, during that time, we were fortunate enough to develop another partnership with Dr. Holbrook and the University of South Florida. So with Dr. Holbrook and the University of South Florida, we now had counselors and instructors from the college setting that came in and worked with us to talk to these students about ways to prepare for college, ways to prepare for junior college, things that you needed to think about as a freshman that you needed to be doing to make sure that you were prepared and ready for the college experience. So after that, we said, what do we do next? Now, this is all in a 5-year span. So 2 years ago, we said, journey to success. Okay, so it's got to be a journey. So the next program that we created was the Journey to Success internship program. And with that internship program, we basically worked in the community, sought out sponsors to help us with the program, as Mr. Matthews said, paying 50% of the salary for these students, giving them a workplace environment to participate in. We had them at the Sarasota Police Department. Thank you, Chief. We had them at the Sarasota Collection. Thank you, Marcus and Pam. We had them at Mullet's Aluminum. Thank you for being there for us. I mean, I want to be fair, but I mean, we've had the interns in numerous places around the city that have worked for us. So the first year, last year, we had 7 interns. And we said, okay, we brought all those interns from Booker High School. We had 12 interns that interviewed for the internships. We selected 7. This year, we have 11 interns. Anybody want to guess how many people interviewed for the internships this year? It starts with a 5. 52 students signed up for those internships. Now, as Mr. Matthews said, we would love to give 52 students internships, but it takes funding. And those of you know it costs money to do these types of things, and therefore, again, that's why we need your support, because we have students that are willing and want to be involved and want to learn and want to be a part of something that's different from what they see every day in their everyday life. So with that, the internship was the next program that we created. We continue to evolve over the time, and we will continue to evolve with future programs that take these students along the journey to success. The last program we have is a scholarship program. We now are providing 2 students today. It'll be 3 students next year. So every year we add a student. Well, we provide a $4,000 per year scholarship to a student to the college of their choice. Whether it be a junior college or whether it be a 4-year school, we basically work with the students to prepare them for that college experience, and we fund $4,000 per year for 4 years, $16,000 to each of those students for their scholarships. So we're very proud of the programs that we have in place and that have been implemented in the Sarasota and Manatee area. Last thing I forgot, and I don't want to forget it, we have expanded our internship program into Manatee County. So this will be the first year that we're working at Southeastern High School to basically put students, again, internships into the marketplace. We've got 3 students that are looking to go over to the University of South Florida and start as interns out of Southeastern High. So I'm sorry I forgot that, but I'm getting old, so kind of forget things. So with that, we are extremely proud of our programs. We're extremely proud of you for working with us to make those programs successful. And we hope and wish that you will continue to work with us in any manner that you feel that you can help us to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. What we'd like to do now is to call on those partners. We have a certificate of appreciation for each of you, and we'd like you to, as your name is called, step forward. And Greg and I will make the presentation. We have a photographer here who will take a photo, and then after it's over, later on, we'll take a group photo, okay? So, with that, I'll read the first one because they all read the same. Certificate of Appreciation presented to Chief Judge Charles E. Williams of the 12th Judicial Circuit on the 7th of November 2018 in recognition for helping to make a difference on behalf of underserved youth of Sarasota County, Gamma Xi Boule of Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity, Gregory Matthews and Gregory E. McDaniels. On behalf of Booker High School, Dr. Rachel Shelley had another commitment and couldn't be here. However, our mainstay at Booker High School, Ms. Mendel Miller, is here to accept in her stead. Mr. Matt Sauer and the Herald Tribune Media Group.
Thank you.
Now, this is an interesting one. Mr. Charles Clapsaddle and Manatee Educational Television. So, Charles, you've got to take off your earphones.
I was going to say, how are you going to run that program?
This is also special, Mr. Nate Yoder and Mullet Aluminum. Now, as he's coming forward, Nate almost wasn't going to be here. Now, you have to get up at 5:30 tomorrow to take care of that business at Mullet, right? I know, I understand. This is another favorite. How's your golf games?
We're not getting an award for golf.
No, 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 no. Brad Goddard and Scott Merritt of PNC Wealth Management. No, 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 come on, come on, come on. You may want to do this.
This one is, I met these people about 4 years ago, and we hit it off. And one day we're in the store. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in the store, and they say, well, we think you guys need a coming out party. We're going to give you one. So they were the first organization that looked at us and said, we think there's a future in you. We know you're doing the right thing, and we want to be a part of it. So we want to give them a hearty thank you because they gave us the visibility that we needed in the Sarasota community, and we appreciate that. Pam and Marcus Anist. Sarasota Collective.
Gotta hold it back.
Thank you so much.
Now, this is, I guess you guys know what this means. This is for my homegirl. No, let me be serious. It is true, it is true. But the very first organization that signed up for our internship program was the Sarasota Police Department. And this is for Chief Bernadette DePino and Sarasota Police Department. Thank you guys so much. And I might add, Michelle, the manager of volunteer services, who makes sure our interns do what they're supposed to do.
Great job.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, another of our major supporters, not just in the internship program, but also with our Valentine at the Ritz event, Miss Julie Leach and the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Thank you very much. I do want to say this. There's a room over here called the Siesta Key Room. We have a videotape of Dr. Rachel Shelley and a couple of our interns, and it's on a loop. And I think you should see it because they describe their experiences as interns. It gives you a real flavor for what it meant to them as they went through these internship assignments. So when you have a chance, just filter over there and take a look at that. And with that, enjoy the rest of the evening, but I'd like to invite Brad back.
One closing comment. First of all, I neglected to say thank you to somebody else on my team. And by the way, I received an email from Human Resources asking me to clear out my desk because it is Jeff Boyd, the market director for this office, and he is the gentleman who had the kindness and the vision to stand behind this. And he was also behind the bar just to prove that 6 years of undergraduate study at Florida did not go to waste. So thank you, Jeff. We're in the investment business. Yes, we are. There's no doubt about that. It's what we do. We're good at it. And we can see a good investment. And we understand return on investment. So as you look around at some of the placards here, you'll see these. There are brochures about the Boule, different programs. And yes, there is an envelope. Mr. McDaniel mentioned the fact there are 51 or 52 young men and women out there. And the fact that for, if I'm not mistaken, sir, for $500, that helps to support one of your interns for a school year?
For a semester.
For a semester. I'm sorry. Think about that return on investment. For the same price as a dinner for two and a very good bottle of wine, admittedly, but this is a high-class crowd. I know some of you out there were having those little caviar bombs that's put at the bottom of the pink champagne, and you recognize that. But anyway, we understand that. And think, for $500 or something, you can change the trajectory of a life. Is there another investment that can even come close to touching that? Think about that. Enjoy your evening. Make new friends. I look forward to coming out and saying hello to all of you. Please, there's a whole bunch of cheese out there. I paid for the glasses. Actually, Jeff paid for the glasses for at least another 12 hours. And there's a bunch of good stuff there. Relax, enjoy yourselves, and thank you all.
Brad, thanks a lot.
You make me happy.